US gas prices pass $5 a gallon for the first time ever as the summer demand surges. And in some places they've actually gone over, I think, $9.60 per gallon, which is pretty nuts. Like, gas is getting really expensive for a lot of people. Like, this doubling of gas prices is literally the difference between people who are living paycheck to paycheck to basically living on the street now. Like, it's crazy. So the average price of regular grade gasoline has crossed the $5 threshold for the first time ever after spiking 30 cents over the past 3 weeks to $5.01 per gallon, according to AAA. Monday marks the 16th consecutive day that fuel prices reached a national record. Now, while gas prices usually tick up during the period just after Memorial Day, this year's surge is particularly painful to American consumers as surging demand, low inventory, and Russia's invasion of Ukraine have created a perfect storm. By the way, also from the leadership from the current president. The average price jumped 18 cents in the previous week and was $1.92 higher than this time last year. Just a month ago, gas was 61 cents cheaper on the average. According to AAA, last year at this time, gas cost $3.08 per gallon on average. The Biden administration has been caught so off guard by the surging gas prices. Last year, the Department of Energy released a short term outlook which predicted that a gallon of gas would cost on average $2.88 according to Town Hall. Now, the reality of all of this is this is not really surprising because based off what Biden promised before he got elected, everything that he's doing is basically what he promised to do, which got him elected because a lot of people chose to vote him in, and this is the cause of that. Like, these are one of the causes of this, right? Of his promises that he was going to do, which was basically stop fracking, right? To basically ban a lot of things that would assist in maintaining or decreasing the cost of gas. And the reality of the whole situation, like he has continuously made choices that directly goes against the United States being more gas independent, more energy independent. And they keep on trying to make people buy electric cars, but the reality is a lot of people cannot afford electric cars. The only time that you're going to get people, the majority of people, to basically go down the route of getting electric cars instead of still continuously paying for gas for their gas cars is if you make gas so expensive that it actually financially makes more sense to go into debt to buy an electric car. And at that point, we're talking close to like the average price per gallon of like $10 plus per gallon, right? That's probably what it would actually take to get a lot of people to go to the electric car route because then it's literally just too expensive to literally drive a gas car for everyone, regardless of income level. Like, at that point, it would be cheaper for you to take out a big loan for a brand new like Tesla than continuously like fueling up your truck or car or whatever. Like, which is crazy. But that's probably what they're going to be trying to do. They're probably going to get to the point where gas, like the cost per gallon of gas, is probably going to get to $7, $8 per gallon. Like, I would not be surprised if it were to actually get to that point by the time it's almost election time again, right? I don't see this stuff really getting better, at least for the next 2 years. It's probably going to get a lot worse. And if people don't have like an emergency fund, if people have no money in the bank, if people don't have a good income, if people don't know how to budget their money, and you're basically living paycheck to paycheck, you are in a situation where you are basically screwed unless you're able to find some sort of extra income coming in. Because this is a horrible situation. There are going to be so many people destroyed by this increasing cost of gas. Like it's crazy. Because we're talking about a situation where pretty soon, even for like very fuel efficient cars like a Prius or smaller cars, right? Like hatchbacks, are going to get to the point where it might even cost $100 to fill them up. And if it costs $100 to fill up these very fuel efficient cars, we're getting into a very, very bad situation to the point where no one is basically going to be able to afford paying for gas except for basically the elites and filthy rich people who literally don't care about anyone underneath them. Let's see. So the previous high was set more than a decade ago in July 2008, and the national average of gasoline was $4.11 per gallon, or around $5.37 in today's dollars. Which, by the way, this is such a depressing statement, right? In today's dollars. Like, just over a decade ago, your dollar is already worth way less. Like, that's how crazy this is, too. So at the time, oil was trading at more than $133 a barrel. The price of oil ticked down slightly over the weekend as of early Monday morning. The U.S. benchmark West Texas Intermediate was trading at $118.90 per barrel. Brent crude, the international benchmark, fell $1.59 to $120.40 per barrel. Let's see, so the highest gas prices in the country were recorded in California, where a gallon of regular fuel set motorists back more than $6. So as of Monday, gas was well above $4 per gallon in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. And California bears the dubious distinction of being the state with the highest gas prices. Motorists in the Golden State have to pay on average of $6.44 per gallon, AAA reported. And gasoline prices have been surging since April 2020, when the initial shock of the pandemic drove prices under $1.80 a gallon according to government figures, and they hit $3 in May 2021 and cruised past $4 this March. Analysts say there are no quick fixes. It's a matter of supply and demand, and supply can't be ramped up overnight. If anything, the global oil supply will grow tighter as sanctions against Russia take hold. European Union leaders have vowed to ban most Russian oil by the end of the year, and the U.S. has already imposed a ban, even as Biden acknowledged it would affect American consumers. He said the ban was necessary so that the U.S. does not subsidize Russia's war in Ukraine. Defending freedom is going to cost, he declared. And Biden is reportedly planning to travel to Saudi Arabia to meet with his de facto ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, as part of a plan to lobby oil producers to boost output. It's pretty crazy. Any comments? How about we open up our pipelines? Biden goes begging to the Saudis and do a deal that will line his pockets, providing the Saudis don't laugh him off their neck of the woods. FJB, Red Wave in November. And the reality is basically going to a situation where, technically speaking, it might get to the point where all these other countries may just start to refuse to work with the United States in any shape or fashion. And if that ends up happening and we can't get oil because this administration doesn't want to drill for oil, even though we're super reliant on other countries that have very poor regulations in terms of it, in terms of like pollution, it's going to get really bad. Like, really bad. Like, we're talking about potentially like a situation similar to what happened in Venezuela. Like it might get to the point where the United States dollar might be literally worth less. like worthless. So feel free to give your thoughts. If you want to master your money and get out of debt, go to 40inbox.com.